Hi guys, so welcome to this Get CSE preparation channel. So uh, today we will study scope of variable. Actually, this is also a important subject, important subject in part of C because if you saw the previous year question GATE exam. Sometime in from scope of variable they are asking some question. Also in this tutorial I will solve 2 3 question regarding scope of variables. So guys, let's start. So guys, again welcome to this channel. So today we will start scope of variable. Okay, then what is scope of variable? First, before that we know what is scope. Actually, in a program, scope is a region where a defined variable can have its existence and beyond that variable cannot be accessed. Okay, then what is scope of variable? So, in a program, from programming point of view, in a program, a scope is a region where a defined variable can have its existence and beyond that variable cannot be accessed. Beyond that variable cannot be accessed. Okay, so scope is a region where a defined variable can have its existence and beyond that variable cannot be accessed. So there are two types of scope of variable. So one is static scoping, another is dynamic scoping. Okay, so there are two types of scoping, scope of variable. The one is static scope, another is dynamic scope. What is static scope? Static scoping is also known as lexical scoping. Is a scoping where the scope of a variable determined at compile time. Okay, so compile time variable declared within a block are accessible only within that block and its nested blocks. Okay, if we solve the example then you will get to know what is static scoping. Static scoping where the scope of variable determined at compile time. What is dynamic scoping? Dynamic scoping is a scoping where scope of variable determined at runtime. Okay, so now I will solve one question for static scoping. So it is int main function. So printf percentile g function. It is calling method g function printf percent. So how I will solve the static scoping question? You have to see. Please understand it properly. It is very important. In previous year GATE exam, it has already came. So we have to focus this question. Okay. So int main function, main method printf. I am calling one method, correct? G. So okay. Now I am making one this like of structure. This is we are calling stack. Okay. From here, what we are doing? We are calling one method G. We will push that method to stack. G method we are calling, so we will put that method to stack. Now where is G method? This is G method. Here here int x equal to 20. Now G method. Okay, G method, okay, so in G method, int x equal to 20. Okay, wait, I will solve it properly. Sorry guys for the delay, I will solve it properly, that's why I removed that. So first I have include stdio int x equal to 10. So there is a variable x, what is its value? 10, correct? Okay. What is it? It is global variable, correct? Why it is global variable? It is declared outside of any block. That's why it is a global variable. If a variable declared inside the block, then it is a local variable. In my previous video, I have already told you. If a variable declared within a block, it is local variable. If a variable declared outside the block, it is a global variable. So now I am doing this way. I mean, created one stack. So in the stack I have to put, first we are calling the G method, correct? Now I am calling the G method. In G method, now I am going to that G method. G method int x equal to 20. Here see, there is another variable also, x, is value is 20. See, this x is local variable because it is declared within the block, so it is a local variable. But this x is global variable, this x is global variable. Because why it is global? Because it is declared outside the scope. This is local variable. After that, return f. Now again it is calling another method f method it is calling. So f method when calling, it is returning x. While returning x, so f method in static scoping, f method return x. So it will return x. Which x it will return? Static scoping. See, in inside f there is no x, correct? Inside a f there is any x variable declared? No, correct? So now it will return x. Which x it will return? Now it, for static scoping, it will search any global variable. See, it will search if there is any global variable in this program. So yes, it is, there is a one global variable that x is x, that value is 10. So it will return 10. So it will return, what it will return? It will return 10. When it will return 10, so this method, what it will return? G method return f method. So it will also return 10. G method will return 10, correct? So what it will print? So in this printf percentile d G method, it will print 10. So output is 10. I think you understood. In static scoping, I am giving one conclusion. In static scoping, compiler first searches in the current block, then in global variable, then in successively smaller scopes. See, in static scoping, compiler first searches in the current block. If the if it is not found in current block, then it will search in global variable. If it will not find there, then in successively smaller scopes. Okay, I think you understood. Print your percentile d G. So G method, when we are calling G method, there is a x20. return f. Now we are returning f method. F method, when we are calling f method, then when entering f method, it will returning x. But in f method there is no variable declared with x. So in static scoping, first it will search in that method. When it is not found, then it will search for global variable. If there is any global value, then it will return that. So it will return 10. So successively, so output is 10. You have to remember this thing. In static scoping, compiler first searches in the current block, then in global variable, then in successively smaller scopes. This is very very important. You have to remember. Please make note of this. It will help you. You have to remember this concept. This is for great perspective. In starting, compiler first searches in the current block, then in global variable, then in some smaller scopes. If you solve this way, then you get the proper solution. What is dynamic scoping? Dynamic scoping is a scoping where scope of variable determined at runtime based on the call chain of functional procedure invocation. Variable accessible in the current function as well as any function that called it, and so on. I will explain you another shortly. In dynamic scoping, compiler first searches the current block, then successively all the calling functions. In static scoping, what we are doing, first compiler searches the current block, then global variable, then successively small scopes. But in dynamic scoping, it is different. First, it will search in the current block. If it is not found there, then it will search for all the successively all the calling function from which the method is called. Then it will go there. Now I will solve this question for dynamic scoping. This question for dynamic scoping. Okay. int x equal to 10, int f method, int g method, main method, printf g. So int x equal to 10, x, this is 10. What is this? This is global variable. Global variable. Now similar way I will create one stack. Correct. So now I will put in main method I am calling g method. So I put g method. In g method there is a variable x20. This is local variable as I told. This is local. So now it is returning f. So now we are calling f method. Correct. When we are calling the f method, it is returning one x, but x is not declared there. In dynamic scoping, first it will search in the current block, but x is not declared there, so it will successively all, then it search on the calling function where the f method is called from g method. Then it will search here in this method. It will search here in this method. It will search here x equal to, here he is getting x, so x equal to 20, so he is returning 20. So it is returning 20, so output is 20. Now I think you got some understanding. Means see, printf g method we are calling from main method. So we put into stack. Here x equal to 20. So then f method is calling, f method return x. Now in dynamic scoping, the rule you have to follow, compiler first search the current block. If it is not found there, then successively calling all the calling functions. Okay, correct. So return x. So now it will return x. What it will return? So now it is go to calling function where it is calling from g. So return f. So f method there is x20, so it will return 20. So it will return f method 20. So it will print 20. This is the output. Okay, now you have to remember two shortcut logic. In static scoping, first you have to search in the current block. If it is not found there, then go for global variable. If there is no global variable, then you have to search in smaller scopes. But in dynamic scoping, first you have to search in the current block. If it is not there, then you have to all the successive calling methods. Correct? Okay. Okay. So now solve it using static scoping. This example I will solve now. Okay. So guys, thank you for this understanding. In another video, I will solve uh, all the questions related to static scoping and dynamic scoping. So guys, thank you. Please like my channel. Also subscribe.